Oh. How we doing, ladies, gents and teddy bears? Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel, live here from well, I was going to say sunny Suffolk, but yeah, serene Suffolk. And of course it's our Lakenheath show. Now the weather is threatening, but we'll keep plugging in, we'll keep going. Ted Bry, mate, you needed. Quick, Ted, make an appearance while it's dry. Welcome to the home of the 48 Fighter Wing. Ladies, gents and teddy bears, here's our squadron leader, Ted Coningsby. We start things off, and hopefully, oh, it sounds like we got F-35 starting up as well, which is good. Mark, how you doing, man? Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, yeah? No, you're fine. Morning. So yeah, welcome to the home of the 48 Fighter Wing. The flying component is the 48th Operations Group with their 4 combat-ready fighter squadrons, the 492nd Fighter Squadron, who fly the F-15E Strike Eagle, locally known as the Bowlers. But of course, they are the Legacy, nickname the Mad Hatters. Next up, we've got the 493rd Fighter Squadron, the Grim Reapers, who fly the F-35A, which I've just heard started up. Next up, we got the 494th Fighter Squadron, the finest, meanest, baddest. Hope I got that right. And they're the Panthers, and they fly the F-15E Strike Eagle. And lastly, the 495th Fighter Squadron, the Valkyries, who made Lakenheath the very first USAFE wing to operate the F-35A. I have really missed being here. I was here last week, but that didn't go to plan. It's just, yeah, I tell you what, I don't know what it is, but there are some places I don't know whether it's the history, you know, just everything about it. I just love it. My name's, oh god, that's a bit subsided. And how are we doing, ladies, gents and teddy bears? Hope we're all good. Welcome to the show. You can see I've got my jacket on. I'm trying not to tempt the rain here, but all is good. Now, welcome. My name's Nick Ossum, your cameraman, historian and commentator, and I've got a little while I was setting up today, I had a little card made by one of our younger fans. His name's Ollie, and he made me a little card. Look at this, with a YouTube play button, which I will let you know now that I had the code for it yesterday, so I've applied to get it, so all is good. So what we'll do a little live stream somewhere, and I'll open it up. I'll leave it in the box, shall I? There's a bit daring to do that, but yeah, I could do that. So this a little card, right? And I opened it up, and it was quite funny because I had my finger stuck to a sterling super glue in it. Sticks to everything better, non better than your fingers. And there's a little card, there's a little message in here, a little drawing of what a nice drawing of an F-22. And look at that, you are the best YouTuber. That's brilliant. And I think he's over there. Yeah, there he is, over there. And he's put, "Dear Nico, I saw your live on my tablet 11 days ago at RAF, and I really liked that helicopter. Hi, my name is Oliver Brown, but you can call me just Ollie. My favourite aeroplane is the F-22A Raptor because they're super cool." I agree. And he's done a little drawing. Look at this. There you go. That's from 11-year-old Ollie, who's here today with his parents. So that is all cool. Look at this. Brilliant, isn't it? Love it. Thanks, Ollie. Lovely. Right. How's it going? So yeah, ladies, gents, teddy bears, I can hear a mixture of the Pratt & Whitney engines of the F100 229s and the F135 PW 100s. Right, let's have a look at our catwalk and just literally get ready for noise and action and afterburners. I've really missed being here, you know. Feels like I haven't been here in weeks. Right, give me 1 second, just got to grab something. I'll put that in the van before it rains. Right, we're all good, Teddy. So a good start to the morning with a lovely little card, handmade by Ollie. Nice. I just realised we've got Richard Brown's son's called Ollie, Oliver Brown as well. So one's 18, one's 11, by the way. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. Live here at RAF Lakenheath. We're packed with so much history. I've been doing a bit more research into the history of airfields and, of course, speciality of history of the 48 Fighter Wing that we can go into detail. I don't know how much history we can go into detail at this moment in time, but I'll keep it focused more on the aircraft for now, as they are spooling. And it could be a quick getaway today with the potential. Let's say potential. Let's keep optimistic and we'll do what we can. Of course, your pre-stream, pre-flight checklist. Don't forget to carry out checks are always important. So don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the like button, and of course subscribe to your one and only Ted Coningsby channel. So you've been cleared to touch and go on that like button and give the subscribe button a low approach in case you haven't done so already. And of course, you are clear for a pair's departure with the notification bell button and the subscribe button together. And you can also visit tedconingsby.co.uk. There are still tickets available for our end of year show. I say end of year, it's on the 30th of November, but it's for us kind of like a wind down as we roll into the last month of the year. So November the 30th is our party, and we usually traditionally go to Coningsby, and it's traditionally absolutely horrendous, the weather on the next day for those that have been going for the last couple of years. There we go. Morning, how you doing? All right?
I'm the old man that I sent you a photo about a month ago of the two Super Sabres at Lakenheath.
Oh, yes. Nice.
It shows how old I am.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I've got loads of black and white photos.
Yeah, that's good.
I was saying the other day, 1987, the bloke near me used to do weddings on a big bloody VHS tape.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And he used to hire it out weekends. So I've got a 1987 Alconbury air show.
No way, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's the only good thing about getting old. You've been to so many good air shows.
Yeah. Yeah, one can only wish they had a time machine.
Yeah, the numbers are dropping at the air shows now, the amount of aircraft you're getting on it, really. It won't change now.
How are we doing, ladies, gents, and teddy bears? How are we all doing? So just a quick recap on the whole history. Just this is going to be just a quick bite-sized history. Lots of history dating back to about 8,000 years ago, from natural spring that's not too far from here, actually on the base, on the perimeters. So again, water supply means life to support it, and that means a place where you can settle. So we've had from Anglo-Saxons, we've had the Normans here, until a point where we've dug up in the late 50s remains of Anglo-Saxons. But it took another 40 to 45 years to discover 427 graves that were excavated, and these graves consisted of what's known as, one of them being the Lakenheath warrior. So there you go, so you got a bit of history there with connection to military side of things. So the reason why they called him the Lakenheath warrior, and for those that do study archaeology will know that, you know, burials do give us indications of what people were like, what they did, who they communicated with, so on and so on. And we found this person to be 5'10", male, buried with his horse, but here we go, buried with his shield, his sword, weapons, everything, and jewellery, and literally, you know, kitted out. So this usually indicates someone of a general, or someone high up, or someone at least of a warrior status. So he's been dubbed, nicknamed the Lakenheath warrior, and you can see the remains at Mildenhall Museum, actually in the town. There was another find like this as well, so he wasn't the only one, but this was the more decorated one. There was around 427 graves. Now, the Normans as well were here, again, settled in the vicinity. They brought the rabbits here in the 18th century and 19th centuries and 20th centuries. So you got gamekeeping, felt, rabbit felt, and then, so I'll get to the point, there was also flint. And there was also, you'll get disused quarries, especially at the nature reserve near here. So you'll see these sort of pits or craters. There's a lot of sand here. You can see outside the viewing area, lots of sand. It's that sediment that's been created through time, and these were used in that time period. Now, when we start to get into the 20th century, this whole region had US Army Air Force training airfields to train on the biplanes, such as the Newport, and other aircraft such as the Airco. And there was also a bombing range here. This was used as a bombing range as well. So this whole vicinity. Now, just to put you into context, by the end of the First World War, we had around 300 military airfields, okay? In just a few years after that, so in 1924, there was only 27 military airfields. Now, to put this into perspective of the impact of the expansion, by around 1943, we had around 444 or so RAF airfields, along with about 160 US Army Air Force airfields. That is significant because of the amount of build-up that was going on. So from earlier times to, you know, progressing here, RAF Mildenhall, which is about 5.5 miles away, the backwards crow flies, is about, it was built in 1934. 2 years after that, behind me, the same sort of distance, another RAF base was built. RAF Feltwell started off with the Harrow and then moved to the Wellington. And then 4 years later, in 1940, this site here, before Lakenheath was actually built, it was used as a decoy airfield to protect Mildenhall. Now, there is a new lost airfield coming out in September, which will cover that very thing. The decoy airfield, I've got one ready, it's there. It's a bit different because it's a decoy airfield, but it's still a lost airfield. So this was used to deceive. There'll be two officers in a bunker just operating controls, making it look like a fake runway and a fake airfield. And it was used to protect Mildenhall. So this would mean turning off all the lights over there and turning them on here. But it posed a lot of issues as well. You've got to remember that it was made to look like a real airfield, and there were incidences where aircraft would actually attempt to try to land on a decoy airfield. So this posed a few problems with some incidences and crashes, so they had to carry out some special lights. In 1940, the first residents to operate here came all the way from RAF Lossiemouth, which was number 20 operational training unit. First aircraft to operate here, before we see what's today's aircraft. Today's aircraft, of course, the latest is the F-35. This was the very first aircraft to operate here with number 20 OTU, Operational Training Unit, the Vickers Wellington bomber. Look at it, beautiful twin-engine bomber. Now I can hear aircraft taxiing. And look at that look at that sort of transition. There we go. So by 1941, Lakenheath was a satellite station of Mildenhall, along with Tuddenham and Downham Market. Have I got that right? I think so. So the RAF, this base was opened as a bomber command station, operated under the control of number 3 group. Then we had 149 and 199 squadrons. Eventually they converted to the short Stirlings. Look at this, what a shot, what a great start to the morning. So 1943, lots of Lakenheath became independent as its own station, and after the war, Lakenheath closed to make room for the heavier aircraft. It was selected as a VHB base, a very heavy bomber base, along with Marham and Sculthorpe. Now while it closed, it was decided that the new hosts, which would bring their B-29s, hence the closure of the base to make it longer, larger, wider for the B-29s. It was under the command of the US Air Force in 1948. So that's when it converted to US Air Force 1948. You had the 504th Base Completion Unit opened the base, and then through its time, it was through the Cold War, it was selected as a strategic air command. You had B-47s, B-50s here as well. Squadrons and wings deployed, rotated from Marham. And 12 years after that, in 1960, the 48th Tactical Fighter Wing arrived here with 3 squadrons, 492nd, 493rd and 494th, with the F-100D Super Sabres, which a gentleman here has sent me some photos of. Thank you very much. What a shot this is! Wow, what a shot! So if you're new to this, these are the F-15E Strike Eagles, arrived here in 1992.
Get me phone, Aaron.
Now you can see LN, the tail code there. It never used to be. When they arrived here in 1960 with the F-100D Super Sabres, they had almost like a World War II style system where there'll be an extra letter to denominate the squadron. So they had LR for the 492nd, LS for the 493rd, and LT for the 494th with their F-100D Super Sabres. And you can see a fine example of this at the Newark Air Museum. When they transitioned in 1972 to the F-4 Phantoms, that tail code system changed to a generic LT, Lima Tango. LK, sorry, Lima Kilo, my bad. Lima Kilo. And that only lasted until the next year, where they decided to change it to LN. So LN has been in existence since 1973. Now, just like your vehicle, it does have a VRN, vehicle registration number, or your reg plate. Same applies to aircraft. You can see the 301 there, but that's just part of the aircraft serial number. There are two smaller digits to the left of it, but this is quite a clever digit, because this will tell you when the aircraft was put into order, put into its fiscal year, into production. Now, I haven't got the best eyesight in the world, but that looks like a 91. If it is, the serial is 91301. So it's the first two smaller digits which will give you the fiscal year of the aircraft. The F-15E Strike Eagle, these ones are powered by two Pratt & Whitney F100 PW229s. These punch out just over 29,000 pounds of thrust. Oh yeah. So this method of maintenance right now, you may have seen, or those eagle-eyed may have spotted the remove before flight tags. This is a little bit of a unique method of doing the maintenance. Okay, so at Coningsby or elsewhere, or even on the F-35s here, all this is done, all the checks are done at the hangars, where the 492nd and the 494th fighter generation squadrons, which is basically the maintenance side of things, they do what's called a post-taxi check. They'll do all that here. Now this area is called an EOR. Okay, there are two either end. So this is the EOR South, which stands for end of runway. There's one closer to us, which is EOR North for runway 23. So there's another two at the other end where they will do the same thing. Each EOR can hold up to 6 aircraft. If there's more, then it will start to look like our M25, which we've seen many times. So they'll do all the checks. They're looking for any leaks, they'll do all the checks, check out the ailerons, the elevators, they'll check the sweeps, they'll check the nozzles, they'll check everything, even leaks, security issues with the canopy, make sure that it's A-OK. So traditionally, blue stands, or the blue tail flash that you can see is for the 492nd Fighter Squadron, the Bowlers or the Mad Hatters. Red is for the Panthers. However, this does not mean this is guaranteed who you are seeing, because aircraft can be passed around if there aren't any to operate. I can hear trouble. Yeah, trouble's on the way. The F-35A. Now, there's another tone that you can hear in the background. This is the F-35A variant. This is not a B variant, this is the A variant. It's a 9G pushing, or pull-in shall I say, 43,000 pounds of thrust punching, 1.6 Mach 1.6 speed in, stealth 5th generation aircraft. It is all that, my friends. It is extremely powerful, empty weight at 29,000 pounds. I know you can't fly with any fuel in it, but it punches out 43,000 pounds of thrust. Not bad. Let's have a quick look. Here comes trouble. There they are. F-35As. And a hare. Look at the size of that hare. I mean, what do they eat here? Oh, here comes trouble now. Right, here we go. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? So on the 15th of December 2021, it was the 495th Fighter Squadron that made Lakenheath the very first wing of USAFE to operate the F-35A. The year after that, the 493rd also transitioned and said goodbye to their F-15 C and Ds to operate the F-35A as well. we go. Here we go. we had a couple of 2 or 3 quick climbs there. Not all of them. Wow. Well, there we go. A good start to the morning. Very good start. So 6 F-15E Strike Eagles and 4 F-35As. Go, ladies, gents and teddy bears, how are we all doing? Hope we're all good, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Well, what a good start to the morning. Hope you enjoyed that. A great thunderous start, and now it's just a waiting game really, with whatever else comes. Hopefully not the rain, but there we go. So thank you very much for tuning in early in the morning. They do or can start as early as, like you said, the earliest we've ever had was 6:40 in the morning, which was very early, as you can imagine. I was just literally got here and they were taxiing, so I had to quickly get everything put together. But there we go. So 2 generations of aircraft, the F-35A and the F-15E Strike Eagle. Very, very different aircraft. He spoke about lots of different things of the F-35A and what it can do, and all the coating, the radar cross section. Very, very small on the F-35A, about the size of a small bird. For those that are new, radar cross section, we have a radar cross section. We're about 1 meter squared. For those interested, for an F-35, what appears on the radar is probably about a golf ball or a very small bird. For those that are interested. There's lots of instruments that deal with this, so that will be the primary radar that would give that back, not the secondary surveillance radar, the SSR. You also got a primary surveillance radar as well, but we could talk about that. We could probably talk about it now, really, if you wanted to. But how does it work? What does radar cross section do? Well, first of all, you want to have as less metal on as possible, really, ideally, and try to give out as less sort of heat as possible. But everything on the F-35, everything about it, especially from the developments of the F-117, and then of course we've got the B-2 and the F-22 and the F-35A. There's lots of things that are characteristics of any stealth aircraft. So the first thing you want to look out for is what the aircraft's made out of. Someone pointed out about the canopy. Why does it change colour? It's to do with the coating that's actually on the canopies. There's a special, the actual material as a subject is called RAM, or as a term it's called RAM. That's not to be confused with the computer memory. It's actually radar absorbing materials. A little bit different on the canopy's made out of acrylic, and it's got a special electro-optical sort of electro-absorbing material, RAM, but a lot of it is classified, so I can't actually go into detail because I just don't know. Plus I won't be here if I repeat anything like that, I guess. If I disappear, you know why. Sorry, man, just cut. Anyway, so what I can tell you is what's available online. So you've got radar absorbing material, which is Lockheed Martin's patented paint. I've got to say that's a mouthful. It absorbs paint. There's special iron in the paint that actually burns the radar. I'll talk to you how that would work very quickly. There's also, you may see this sort of like different color, which is actually, believe it or not, yes, you can buy it in a hardware store, but not available at Hobbycraft. Just kidding. It's actually radar absorbing tape, and a lot of people are shocked that this is actually a special tape. Not paint, tape. I know. Why is it on there? I'll explain it in just a moment. But everything about it, have a look. Pay attention to all these zigzags everywhere. All these, I call them serrations. Yeah, that'd be about right. Serrated, and you know, zigzaggy. Even the radar absorbing paint as well, and the coating, everything. Even from the landing gear, even where the boom goes in for, you know, even here, just everything about it. One characteristic of any stealth fighter, regardless of what country, the radome is never round, and there'll be a ridge right from the point. So I'll do it this way, right from here, keep going, right where the intake starts. Now, the other thing we've spoken about is different pressures of air. Heat, you don't want heat and drag, they create a bit of heat, and they will show up on the radar. Even the landing gear, again, you've got the zigzags going on, serrations. Of course, back of the engines, the nozzle, even that's got all these little cutouts. Okay, why? Well, we'll explain as well in just a moment. You don't want any 90 degrees as well. If you've got 90 degrees, so the F-16 with the elevator does have a 90-degree floor on that, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So there's three, let's say three types of radar. Okay, why three? Well, there's actually two, but I'll tell you about the other one is ADSB as well, but we'll talk about ADSB and how that works, because people have, I've been doing some learning about ADSB receivers. It's something that's integrated and uses GPS, and why certain aircraft suddenly just don't appear and why sometimes they do. All right, there's a few things, but I'm going to keep it as basic as possible. So how does radar work? Well, basically my voice is giving out these sound waves, right? If I was to stand in a cave or in a canyon, a well, you probably hear an echo, right? That's your voice coming back. Okay, so if you were to shout down a well, it will echo back, you'll hear it back. If you filled that with water, you'll notice that the sound is getting either quicker or coming back to you quicker, or you know, or much longer. All right, radar waves, so radio frequencies of radio waves are sent. So let's start off with the primary radar. Okay, so it looks like this radar here. I'll show you the radar just really quickly. I'll show you how it works. But the one here is a SSR, secondary surveillance radar. That works with mode S on a transponder. All right, so characteristics are that so the primary radar would look like this if you took away that long sort of rectangular part. Okay, so if you took that away with the four aerials, okay, and just had that main one that spins 360, I can't remember how many seconds, I think it's about 5 to 12 seconds it spins 360. So the primary radar is omnidirectional. That, stealth or not, will send out radio waves. What you don't want to do, so go back to my voice then, of sending out my voice radio wave and then coming back. That's how primary radar works, but it's sending it as a 360. Now, primary radars don't have any info. We'll get to that. They don't have info. All it will do, it will just make something show up on ATC's radar. Now, it uses sort of like the Doppler effect as well. Touchy subject for some, but speed cameras, police using speed cameras, same thing, sending out a radio wave, and it's working out the distance, how far it comes back to work out the speed. So, but it doesn't really tell you a lot about the aircraft. So what I'm getting at is, how about you have something that can absorb the radio waves that's coming from a radar. Once you start doing that, the return is going to be less. Now, if you go back to that rounded that we said about the radome, you probably think, well, if it's round, it will just bounce, you know, somewhere else. Wrong. It can actually loop all the way back round, which is why you have a ridge here. There's nothing, so you want to minimize flat surfaces. The more flat surfaces you've got, the worse. So if you have a look closely, you've got all these little serrations. So as the radar's going in, it's going to have such a bad time returning to sender. That's what I like to call it, returning to sender. So the more you keep to your aircraft, the more you point these radio waves away from where it came from, the better. Okay, so that is what a primary radar does. Okay, that is what would happen from a primary radar. It's looking for something. But the F-35 returns a signal about the size of what, a small bird or a golf ball. So what good is that for a radar to spot? So not a lot, really. It's not really any good. The other thing is, well, they do have IFF. They do have a special frequency so that we can identify friend and foe as well. But a lot of that is classified. So so even the heat from the back of here, all these serrations, the more serrations or more zigzags, as we're going to call it for now, I'm sure there's a technical term, but I like zigzag. What's wrong with zigzag? I mean, it's not incorrect, is it? But anyway, now secondary radar, that's to do with mode S on the on a transponder or a squawk code. Transponders from back in the days used to have 4 dials that you turn like analogly, you know, like tick tick click click. The only numbers 0 to 7. Okay, a 4-digit code. Now, transponders are always on. Don't ever confuse that with your ADSB tracker or flight radar. Transponders have to be on all the time, because if you turn them off, you will cause an incident. I think it's TACAS they call it, something to do with collision. There's an anti-collision software, but I'm not going into that because I don't know much about it, but I know they have that. Is it JCAS or TCAS? TCAS system. For those that do, civilian would know exactly what I'm on about, but I don't, so I'm going to stop. Okay, so the secondary surveillance radar, that uses the transponder. What is a transponder? Well, first of all, you need to break it down. It has two words, transmit and respond. Now, this works in mode S of the transponder, because transponders have mode A, C, I think, and S. A does something else, I think, won't go into too much detail because I'm trying to keep it basic. So you may hear a squawk code, all right, being given to the pilot. They must put this in. Now, we don't have those little analog little dials that you do now. Now it's a little keypad that they press. Now, the transponder, the word, transmit, respond, bit like my radio wave, my voice going back and forth, back and forth. So you key in the squawk code. You have to have a squawk code. Squawk code has vital information using mode S on the transponder. Why and how? So it transmits the signal to that SSR, all right, so speed 213, squawks 0445, all right, so the pilot's keying 0445. If there's more than one aircraft in the flight, it'll go up a digit. So 0446, 0447 for the flight, you know, and so on and so on. They just go up one, so they keep a group of that squawk code together. Now, once it's transmitted, it responds. That communication between an SSR will make the all the information that as data. It goes to ATC's radar around wherever. There's lots of SSRs dotted about. So that's the secondary surveillance radar, which works with the transponder. So even if you turned your transponder off, you'll still be picked up by a primary radar. Does that make sense? A primary radar doesn't need a transponder. It will still see it. But the SSR has information. The secondary surveillance radar has information. So if you key in that squawk code, it has data, okay, related to mode S, which has altitude, speed, and all the data from the aircraft. Now, there is a separate receiver in here, but it's kind of integrated. It's called ADSB. I have totally forgotten what it stands for. Wait a minute, let me guess. Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast. So it's automatic, but it doesn't use the SSR or the primary radar. It uses GPS, it uses satellite, and I forgot the company. There are company Elron or something like that that actually communicate with the ADSB receiver. Now you can block data on that because it uses mode S. You can turn it off and on. It's not the transponder that's been turned off. You can actually block data with ADSB. Also, you notice when they go low level, the rate is too low for the radar on the ground. This is the ADSB receiver. It's too low for it to pick up. The higher you are, the actual better. There's also issues, you may see them disappear when they go across the ocean. That's where the GPS comes into effect, from satellite. So hope this is making a little bit more sense. I've kind of gone radar, but radar and stealth aircraft do go hand in hand as well. There's lots of little features on the F-35 that I can talk about. This here is made out of sapphire. This is the EOTS, the electro-optical targeting system. This is the battlefield part of the F-35. This will target and basically the battlefield. So if you've bought your partner any bits of sapphire jewellery in the past, well done. You've bought a piece of F-35. Good choice. It's also on the Moss scale of hardness at 9. Moss scale of hardness goes up to 10. Diamond bin 10. Ruby and sapphire are 9. So they've obviously chose sapphire for this one. Pretty cool, huh? So there we go. I hope that made kind of sense with that. Any questions? Let me know. Okay, let's pop that down. Just have a look, see who we got on today. Welcome to show. We are in the official aircraft viewing area, safe enclosure to view aircraft safely. Davey, thanks. It was TCAS. There you go. I only stumbled across that yesterday, so I did pretty well. So let's have a quick rewind. We got Mayhem, Marshy, Durkes, Margot, Iron, Davey, Simon Watchorn. Very good morning. DJ Silver Surfer, how you doing? Oi oi, wet this way by the wash. Looks okay your way. Yeah, I got a bad feeling it's coming this way, so maybe a couple of hours. Dirk S is on coffee absorbing material, love that. Christine Barnes, Paul Mayers, Davey, how you all doing? Hope you're good. Margot Baxter watching from Edinburgh. Mark Garwood, Alan Gates, Dave Hardy, how you doing? David, just explain that. Gish Durfer, how you doing? Oi oi. But yeah, it's a question I get asked quite a lot about ADSB. There is actually an ADSB receiver. Most modern aircraft, even civilian, like jumbo jets, commercial airlines, they have them already integrated. Okay, so there you go. I hope that makes sense. But you can turn your data off. Also, without going too much detail, there's also ADSB in and ADSB out, but I'm not going into that. That'll do. We only need to know what we need to know. Mark Garwood, how you doing? WA is for Nellis Air Force Base, and the WA, I think it means Western Airlines, but it is a Lakenheath aircraft. They just haven't changed the letters on it because it's not as simple on a you know, an aircraft of a 5th gen. So, welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. Hope we're all good and well. But yeah, if you've got any questions about the F-15 or F-35 or how things work, give me a shout. I'll do my best to answer it. I may not know all of it, but I'll do my best. Even history as well. If you'd like to know anything about the history of the base, throw it out there. I'll be there to answer it. We'll try to. Ted will try as well. Ted loves it. And Aspen, thank you very much for the super chat. A guards march to Aspen. And a shout out to Hayley Gilby. Thank you for being a member for 13 months. Aspen, well done Ollie, thank you very much for your super chat to Ollie, who made our little card this morning. Thank you very much. Babsar, high five and a guards march. Thank you for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. A guards march to you. Margot, thank you very much for the super chat. Oi oi everyone for Ted's salmon bagels. Dave Holloway for something on the drive home from hopefully an exciting day. Thank you very much. Well, we've had 10 departures, which has been awesome. Paul Mayers, thank you as well for your super chat, a guards march. Daniel Sewell, thank you very much for your 5-month membership. Margot, thank you very much for the super sticker. Howard Klein, interesting history about Lakenheath, Milden or Feltwell. Lived in Lakenheath for 30 years and some things didn't know. Well, that was only a very, very fraction of the detail that I go into. So, Howard Klein, if you like the history, you're in for a treat. Aspen, here comes trouble. Thank you very much for the super chat. Guards march. Simon Watchorn, thank you as well. High five, Guards March. Thanks for gifting a Ted Coningsby membership. Ben England, 1981, sent a Ted Coningsby membership as well. High five, Guards March. Heather Holloway, thank you for your 14-month membership, Guards March. Oi, oi. Margot, high five, Guards March. Thank you very much for the membership gift. The Lundy Gruffalo. Do you know what? Lundy Gruffalo I was thinking about yesterday because I seen a little video of Lundy Island. Good morning all. Archie Pert, how you doing as well? Which I believe is his friend's birthday today, Guards March. David Duff, 22 months membership. Thanks for the 22 months of great videos and info. Dirk S as well with 13 months. TCS, the Sapphire of Aviation streaming channel. The simple answer to NGC 300's question is literally a quote from a fighter pilot, and it is, "He who loses sight loses the fight." That is as simple as I can tell you, because in the end each aircraft has its, along with its weapons, has its... Hello, that sounds like an F-135 PW100. It is. Bring it on. More F-35s then. Each aircraft has what's called a BVR, beyond visual range, okay? And that means, for example, that it can lock onto targets over 160 kilometers away, depending on the aircraft. Typhoon that I could find on my sources suggest 160 kilometers away. So there wouldn't even be a dogfight, if that makes sense. It would be literally 160 kilometers away battle, which is a push of a button. But like I said, in a dogfight, a little bit different. Like I said, he who loses sight loses the fight. Usually the pilot with the most G, what's the word I'm looking for? The one that can cope with the most Gs. There is a better word than that.
Tolerance?
That is the one. The pilot with the most G tolerance. That is the one. Well, thank you for that. Don't think that would have taken me ages to remember that one. You right there? How you doing?
He saw the bear. He had to come and see the bear.
Yeah, how you doing? All right. Good, 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 good. So, right, I think I've just got to grab a quick cup of tea. Yeah, definitely tea time. How's it going? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you. All good.
We came through all the rain here. We didn't know what the weather was going to be like.
It's well, we are. I'm expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were about an hour away, and there was like rivers everywhere there.
Was it raining? Was it
Oh, it was
emotional?
horrendous. Yeah, emotional, as you say. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, emotional.
I take it nothing happened to Marham yesterday. I take it.
Actually, there was a typhoon that took off from there as I left. It was around half. I think it was 2 inch.
So I see you was going to be there, and then it disappeared.
Yeah,
and
no,
I thought
but
obviously it was just because it can be quiet.
Happened here to me. Happened here last Thursday.
Oh yeah, I saw you was going to
Yeah,
be here. I
on
didn't
Thursday.
know if your plan has changed.
See, it does happen. It can happen.
So I don't expect it here, do you? But
No, but when you see stuff, just enjoy it, because you know you will get a day when
well,
there's
it's our first time doing on a Friday, so it's nice to see a couple.
First time we got here early as well.
Oh, so you've
We
seen
got
the
to
first
get
lot,
early,
yeah? Oh, that's good. That's good.
We usually get here just in time to see the first lot come back.
Well,
So
that's
you
good.
sometimes miss half the day.
Yeah, well, there's F-35 spooling in the distance, so that'll be good. Colin Brammer, how you doing? I hope you're good. Shelby Johnson, Dave Earl, Julie. How's it all going? Hope you're good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we haven't really had it. Really dark. Since I had the shot. I didn't know actually. Nice. Must have been. Come down here last year. Very often we was in one. This side, smashing about 35. I don't know. There's a lot. This is one up. There's a lot more. Yeah, look, always comes out. Yeah. All the way back here. Yeah, I've never been here. The guys are so low, I can't pick them up in the mountains. I bet I know. Oh, yeah.
How we doing? Paul Briggs, how you doing? Good morning to you. Andrew C, Margot, Hagen. How's it all going? Hope you're all good. Mark Moody, thank you for getting the bears out with Ryan Thompson as well. So yeah, sadly, I'm going to have a quick look at the weather app. I am expecting it. I hope it doesn't come though, because that would be, hopefully we get all the movements in before the rain comes. It's looking a bit wet by the wash, isn't it? Oh gosh. Say, but it doesn't look as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I think we're going to get a little blast. Well, I'll say that. Looks like about 9:40. We may have some luck with regarding the rain.
You can put. But no, I still do it, right? That'd be ideal. Well, I say it, if we get it normal, then we won't. Oh yeah, like people on top. I only say just a few. Oh yeah, but something like that, you know, just like whereas my car, it's classed as a sport. I've been paid in bloody turkeys because it's free. Tenner? Is that a tenner? Probably good if you still live in tip. Everywhere around. There's not the most to do it, but it's just at least you can get your hair cut. Yeah. You've got to take 3 strides and you go next door and have 3 strides, you'll
So a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you're watching from in the world. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. We are live here at RAF Lakenheath, home of the 48th Fighter Wing. So the base, like I said, has a lot of history, loads of history, and as we started off in the morning, just giving you a more of a whole antiquarian whole side of things. and you know, even going back to 8,000 years. But we've got to a point where we've spoken about Lakenheath being sort of swapping roles. Emotional facts, yeah, it is. I know, I can see it. I reckon in the next hour and a half we could be diverting ourselves, but we'll persevere, because I think it's like about an hour's worth, maybe more, of rain, but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, for those that joined in this morning, would have just had a brief bite-sized history of the base. Now, it like I said, it kind of functioned as a decoy airfield first, and then we had number 20 operational training unit arrive here. Really important, number 20, of course, with all operational training units as well, but don't forget the risk factors. They were at RAF Lakenheath, also at RAF Elgin as well. They were operating there with the Wellingtons. Now, Lakenheath was a good place to be, because it allowed a lot of training without sort of being disrupted. However, Lakenheath was used for operational missions because of the strategic side of things, with of course the U-boats and the German fleet coming from that part of direction, because of course they even thought back in the days that Plymouth wouldn't be attacked, but of course that got blitzed. So with all the disruptions to the training, number 20 operational training unit, which is like today's 29 operational conversion unit. There were other conversion unit, you had other training units as well. You had some special operations units as well, along with heavy glider conversion units. You had heavy conversion units, and so on and so on. OTUs wasn't just for bomber aircraft, it was also for fighters as well. As opposed to the number with 55,573 men lost of bomber command, have a think about operational training unit, because not all losses were done and made through combat. 10% of that was through training. That's over 5,000 men lost just in training. So it was very dangerous to be in. You know, you've got to think of the technology we have today, but you are in a world war. You have no option. Training had to be done quick, which led to many incidents. You know, so you've got to remember the technology, the quicker turnaround, the pressure to get these airmen going. And you know, a lot of them were extremely young, some probably 16, lying about their age. Usually in fighter pilot to get trained, usually would lie, like forge a letter from their mum. That's a true story. But yeah, number 20 moved here, which is quite a long way, about 600 miles, I guess, thereabouts. But they came here with the Wellington bomber. Very useful, because you've got Feltwell using the Wellington bombers at that time, and then you've got Mildenhall as well at that time using the Wellington. So it was really good to rotate training pilots to go across the road. But eventually, as we mentioned, that this was eventually used and to become independent. But it closed between 45 and 47 to have the runways suitable for B-29s, which they did arrive. So it was from 1948 that Lakenheath became, and still is and functions, as a US Air Force base. To talk about the 48th, though, the 48th, we have to go back 7 years. In fact, we have to go back on the 15th of January 1941. Now, there was around 54 of these activations that were made. They were called the First Aviation Objective by the US government and defence, and they started these activations. Now, it was before, we're talking January 1941, Pearl Harbor incident, 7th of December 1941. But they knew, something was looming. Hence, all these airfields being expanded, been rebuilt, put into the program. There was something going on. So, why wait? You might as well be prepared, right? Preparation is key, and careful planning. But anyway, back to the 48th, who activated as the Bomb Group Light. Now, you cannot find the 48th Fighter Wing in World War II, because don't make the same mistake I did and work out, even though it was technically wrong, technically correct at the same time, because Lakenheath's 48th Fighter Wing weren't a wing in World War II, they were a group. They were group status. The way it would work, you've got an Air Force, so we all know the mighty 8th. There was also the 15th Air Force, Force, the 10th Air Force, the 3rd Air Force. Actually, interestingly, you'll find out that Lakenheath, the 48th Bomb Group were actually eventually part of the 9th Air Force, who are actually part of the 71st Fighter Wing. I know, it's crazy, right? But there we go. But that's the way it is. When they activated, they started life out in Georgia, Hunterfield, Georgia, in the US. The numbers that were given are not ones that you recognise. There were the 55th, 56th, and 57th Bomb Squadrons Light. You may see a letter in brackets, H for heavy, especially the 100th Bomb Group Heavy. There was also D for dive as well. They had that as well. There was a 4th squadron called the 9th Reconnaissance Squadron, who eventually they changed to the, I can hear an aircraft, to the 88th Bomb Squadron, but they started life out as the 9th Reconnaissance Squadron. Now, these squadrons started life out flying the A-24, the A-31, until eventually they were flying the P-39 and P-40s. A year later, on the 28th of January 1942, the 9th Reconnaissance Squadron, they moved and changed name. They became the 495th Bomb Squadron, but dive. They were using the B-18 Bolo. They were still with the 48th at the time, and as far as March 1944, the 495th, they actually moved to a different group, but that group, the 407th Fighter Group, they deactivated on the 1st of April 1944. Now, why did they move? Well, I've got my own theory, which I can quite happily show you, the structure of things. It's just my own theory. You see, yeah, I'm thinking that the, going to show you a little picture. You know how we do things on here. Give me one sec. I'm going to show you a little picture because I'm wondering if there's any truth to it. But if we turn this round, see, the Air Force was very structured. Let's have a look here. It was very, very structured. Fighter wings at the time with their groups had 4 squadrons. Bomb groups were different. So here's what I said earlier. Air Force, then you got your division, then you got your wing, then you got your group, and then you got your squadron. If you want to go even further down, then you got each flight of each aircraft. Fighter groups had 3 squadrons at that time. These are related to the mighty 8th Air Force's shapes and what they meant. For those who don't know, the triangle was the 1st Air Division. Circle, usually on the B-24 Liberators, was on the 2nd Air Division, and the 3rd Air Division is the square. So now that you know, Mildenhall Square D, they were part of the 3rd Air Division and part of the 3rd, the mighty 8th. There you go. There's a little bit of background on all the markings. Now, as I said, oh, by the way, each fighter wing, okay, they were actually each air division had attached a fighter wing to protect them. Now, the 8th Air Force specialised in escorting missions, okay, for the fighters. But if I show you this is how structured. This is just the 1st Air Division. So you've got the 1st Bomb Wing, got different wings. So if we have a look, at the Square D, Mildenhall, the 100th Bomb Group. They were under the 13th Bomb Wing, but now they're a wing. So this is the mistake I made. Don't make that mistake as well, right? There we go. So that's just to give you an idea of structure. Now, I think because they were about to become a fighter group, it was 3 squadrons per group. Now, because the 48th had 4 squadrons, this is my own belief that I reckon that they moved them for that reason. I think so. But anyway, sadly, they actually disbanded the 407th. So that wasn't very good because that was the last we've seen of them for a very long time. So the 495th, as we know today as the Valkyries, they became inactive. Okay, so in 1944, the 48th transitioned to the P-47 Thunderbolt, which I love. The Jug, the amazing aircraft that I do love. I've got a demo of it here that I can show you. They love this. This is our P-47 Thunderbolt. Hence Thunderbolt. Now, we all know the A-10 Thunderbolt, right? Well, this was where it all innovated. This is where close air support came from, the Thunderbolt, because the 48th were about to be allocated to the 9th Air Force. We've all heard of the 8th Air Force. Have you heard of the 9th? What were they doing? Well, they were to assist not only in low-level strike attack missions and bombing missions on the ground, they were to support the army. That was the role, because each Air Force had a particular role. I am mindful of things taxiing, and you know how things taxi and start coming over here when I start talking history. So there's our P-47 Thunderbolt. It is huge. A 109 would probably finish about here, and a Spitfire about here. It was massive. This would engulf. It was basically like a tank. This is the Razorback version. A lot of people loved the Razorback version because it was a lot less draggy than the bubble canopy. We'll have to speak to a pilot about that. You can see a drop tank there. Really important to release it when engaging in aerial combat because of the weight, and it was more maneuverable. If we show you a little bit of the specs of the P-47. Yeah, we don't do graphics on the screen. Good old drawings. Good old classic drawings. Are you like me that like to write stuff on a piece of paper because it stays with you? Well, I'm one of them. Don't know, if I type it on a computer, it doesn't stay with me. Or press save. Here we go. So look at the advanced technology. Yes, it had a supercharger. Some people are thinking, hang on, World War II supercharger. Yes, they did. Here it is. So this is what this is the bubble canopy P-47 Thunderbolt. The intake was right. It was so big you can actually fit a human being in the intake. I know, that's how big this was. The engine, the R2800 double wasp 18-cylinder air-cooled radial engine, beautifully made by Pratt & Whitney, a 46-litre engine, and it was about a good 2,000 horsepower, and it can deliver an extra 300 horsepower. We've all seen Fast and Furious. Have we all seen Fast and Furious with the NOS? Well, the P-47s had something similar, not quite, but they had a water tank. It was an alcohol-based chemical, alcohol and water. And there was about 30 gallons of this, and the pilot can use that for extra boost. It would give a 300 brake horsepower boost. Wow, that's pretty impressive, to be honest. So the air goes right at the back, meets the supercharger or the impeller. It actually compresses the air. Okay, so it's going in, and now the hot air is going towards the engine. We've got an intercooler here to cool the air from the compression, and goes to the exhaust and the collection ring, powered the compression system itself. So the 492nd had F4 as their code, but they were wearing red. Okay, I know, it all changed the colours. The 493rd, who we know wear yellow, they were blue then. They were I7 as their code, and the 494th 6M, and they were yellow. All right, so this is a generic sorties of the P-47 Thunderbolt. It was amazing. It could do 40,000 feet for service ceiling. It was a phenomenal aircraft. It really was. It was supercharged. There's not a lot really to be said other than it was superb. The power on it. So there we go. So a little bit of history there. I'll just pop that away before it gets battered by the rain, which I'm hoping it's not going to come, but yeah, it probably will do in the end. So there we go. So they transitioned to the they were using the P40, but they liked it and they didn't. It had the power and it sort of didn't. But when the P-47 come out, they absolutely loved it. So that was that was their weapon during World War II. The P-47 Thunderbolt. Let me just secure that. It's not too windy, it's not too bad. We've had like really windy days here, haven't we, before? So there we go. So 1944, that's what they were using. On the 21st of March 1944, the 492nd, 493rd and the 494th, which I forgot to tell you, they changed the names. Okay, so the 55th became the 492nd, the 56th became the 493rd, and the 57th became the 494th, if I've not mentioned that already. The men of the 48th, they set sail on the Ile-de-France and the Queen Mary. They set sail to RAF Ibsley, and they were allocated to the 70th fighter wing. I may have said 71st, but 70th. Do you know why I said 71st? Because I found out it was the Richthofen 71 Squadron of the Red Baron. Totally off tangent, but there we go. 70th Fighter Wing, they were allocated to the 9th Air Force. Rigorous training. Now, I think the Grim Reapers are coming. I think this is the Reapers. Sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. So lots of training, lots of close air support, dive bombing, night training, glide bombing. In May 1944, the 48th dropped the title bomber. Even the squadrons and the group, they became a fighter group rather than fighter bomb group. They just became a fighter group, so therefore the squadrons became fighter squadrons. On D-Day, 6th of the 6th, 1944, all that training that they put in, they helped out in the Normandy campaign and the invasion of France with visual reconnaissance, close air support to support the army on the ground. They bombed gun positions, bridges, vehicles, railway lines. In June of 1944, they moved to Dujamou. So as they were gaining back the ground, gaining back France, the 48th settled quite a lot into France. In July 44, the 48th carried out airstrikes to help the First Army through the German positions at Saint-Lô in France. They destroyed gun pods, and eventually in August 1944 they moved to Cambrai and then moved to Belgium, which the pilots loved because of the 10,000-foot runway at Saint-Trond, and that was on the following month. They supported in Operation Market Garden in September, and in December they supported a mission which supported the troops of the 9th Army who were pinned down in Jülich in Germany. They were stuck by a soccer field, but the 48th, they came in and destroyed everything on the ground so that the army could be released and so they can move forward. Now I've got I believe F-35s that you can hear there. Give me 1 second, let me turn the camera around so you can at least see them. Here we go, on time, on cue. There we go. And there's even more crossing the runway. Look at this. More trouble, look. Look at them. That's you. Behind us. doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel live here at RAF Lakenheath. Hope you're well, hope you're good. So just to finish off the history, 1945, the 48th continued to support the army and advanced deeper into Germany with close air support until their final mission on the 8th of May 1945. Eventually they worked their way back from airfield to airfield in France until they moved back to the US. Went back with 3 aerial victories to the 492nd, 8.5 to the 493rd, and 8 aerial victories to the 494th. They did reactivate in 1952 and they became a wing status. They became the 48th Fighter Bomb Wing on the 25th of June 1952, and then they moved to Chaumont Air Base, where it was just a field of muddy acres, a concrete runway, and a handful of shack buildings, kind of like the ones you see on Indiana Jones of these airfields in the middle of nowhere, these little, just tiny little cabins. It was a bit like that, so a lot of work had to be done. The 48th began to operate the F-35 Thunderjet, and they also formed the Sky Blazers team as well in 1953. Here we go. How we doing, ladies and gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good. So yes, they formed the Sky Blazers aerobatics team. If you're not familiar with them, they formed before the Thunderbirds. And in May 1954, whilst transitioning to the F-86, the Sky Blazers became the official USAFE demo team. That's the United States Air Force in Europe, which is what the 3rd Air Force is all about, which manages here the 48th, the 100th Air Refueling Wing, 501st Combat Support Wing, and another 7. So in 1956, the first USAFE wing to operate the F-100D Super Sabres as well. Now, just quickly, just roll back 2 years before that in 1954. Now, you may be familiar with the Statue of Liberty Wing is the nickname. Now, the 48 Fighter Wing are the only wing to have a name, of course, as well as their natural respected number. Now, this is all because they moved to Chaumont Air Base. Why? Because near there is the actual very workshop of Bartholdi. If you don't know who that is, he was the very man who designed and built the Statue of Liberty, which sits proudly in America. So they did a special ceremony I can't remember what year it was. It could have been 1956 or 54. I need to just check, but I'm going to go with 54 as my final answer. And this was in 1954, and they basically did a special ceremony, a festival. The mayor was there, Le Jean Maison was there, who else? Another important people were there to witness the event, and they were named the Statue de la Liberté, which is why it's in French and why it's on their station, their wing badge, the Statue de la Liberté. All right, so that is why they were named that. It's about it's just to the so Chaumont is south of Paris, sorry. It's about, I think it was about 20 miles away from the actual workshop or thereabouts. So this is why they were named that. So that's why, hence the name. They've actually got a 3-meter replica there and a 3-meter replica here. There's actually one here at Lakenheath. So they were the first USAFE unit to operate the F-100D Super Sabres, and in 57, with a brief deactivation in December, 7 months later, they had a name change and their role. They became the 48th Tactical Fighter Wing, so the squadrons became the 48th, the squadrons became the 492, 493rd, 494th Tactical Fighter Squadron. So if you see TFS or TFW, this dates back to 1958. Now, 2 years later, on the 15th of January 1960, that's when the 48th moved to Lakenheath. That's when they brought their F-100D Super Sabres. That's when they had the new tailcode system, LR, LS and LT. And the colours changed as well from the World War II to the ones that we know today. Now, they came with the camo Super Sabres until the late 60s, so 67. They actually changed that that camo to the bare metal. Is that a bunny rabbit just legging it across the EOI? It is, isn't it? Is that a hare? It looks like a hare, the size of it. Look at the size of that. A hare. And it's about to get clearance from tower. No, it's just there. The size of it. And yeah, so in 1972, the Lakenheath converted to the Phantoms. And they had a new tailcode system. They scrapped that new system they put in place. They changed it to LK, but a year later in 1973 they changed it to today's LN. So 33 years later from when they were deactivated in 1944, in 1977 we welcomed finally back the 495th. Now, they came back with a new nickname and the wing had a new aircraft, the F-111. So from 1977, Lakenheath's 48th finally were reunited with their 4th Squadron. They were called the Thunderbucks then. So you may notice what we visually see as a wheelie, but it's actually aerodynamic braking. It's saving all the work from the nose gear and the braking systems. It's sort of giving them some time out and just letting drag do the work, aerodynamics. So what this means is that on the wheelie it's really creating a lot of drag because of the angle of attack, shall we say, or the way the nose is pushed high, and it's turning the undercarriage basically into a massive parachute to slow the aircraft down. A lot of fighters do this a lot. We see it quite a lot on many occasions. So it's a bit like if you've done it when you were a kid on a windy day, you open up your jacket and open it up and try to withstand the wind. It's kind of doing that. That's, you know, you're creating all that drag. So 1977, welcoming back for the 495th, nicknamed the Thunderbucks, and they were the 495th Tactical Fighter Squadron. And from 1977 right up to 1991, that's when they were using the F-111 aardvark, as long as that. Now that's probably our F-35s back from our first wave today. And of course in 1991 it was time for another change for Lakenheath's 48th. So with all the things that they went through, including the Libyan raids in 1986, the El Dorado Canyon raid becoming the longest combat mission at that time, with nearly 14 hours with the F-111 aardvarks, along with the first parts of the Gulf War. It was time for another change for Lakenheath because it was time to retire the F-111 aardvark, and once again we said goodbye to the 495th. They actually became inactive and we didn't see them for 30 years. So from 1992, as we said goodbye to the last F-111 aardvarks, Lakenheath received its first F-15E Strike Eagles, which we still have today. That was with the 492nd and the 494th. 2 years later, the 493rd started to operate and receive its first F-15Cs and eventually the F-15Ds. During the career here at Lakenheath, on the 24th of March 1999, Operation Allied Force, which involved Lakenheath, which was a strike against the Serbian attacks. It was in the 72 hours, the Grim Reapers, who were the 493rd Expeditionary Fighter Squadron, managed to gain 4 aerial victories, courtesy of Knife 1-3, Edge 6-1 and Dirk 2-1, with 2 MiG-29 victories. The 56th Rescue Squadron arrived here in 2006. Yes, we had the HH-60 Pavehawks here. 2015 saw the 57th Rescue Squadron, but eventually they moved in 2018 to Aviano Air Base, which they are still there today, I believe. So 15th of December 2021, ladies and gentlemen, teddy bears, the very first F-35A arrived, and we welcomed back the 495th. Now, just quickly, from 1991, which I forgot to mention, that's when Tactical dropped the tactical fighter wing became the 48th Fighter Wing. The squadrons, who were tactical fighter squadrons, that's when they became fighter squadrons. Got to throw that one in. It's been a while since I talked to you about the history here at Lakenheath. And yeah, and a year later, the 493rd became the second unit to operate, the second squadron to operate the F-35A. So we have 2 squadrons of F-35As and 2 squadrons of F-15E Strike Eagles. Now, the 492nd Fighter Squadron, now officially they are the Mad Hatters, but they've got a bit of a local nickname. They kind of match a local nickname to the headgear worn. There's a bit of a tradition with headgear with the Mad Hatters, which kind of suits us down to the ground. But it is spelt differently. It's spelt B-O-L-A-R-S. And they're called the bowlers, with the bowler hats. And this is what they wear. There we go, the bowlers. How you doing, bowlers? Hope we're all good. Yeah. This is a bowler hat, very English. So they use a particular nickname to do with the headgear worn in the particular country. Yeah. You know it is. Big shout out to everyone tuned in. And let's not forget the other units here: SF, LE, OSI, the Communications Operations Squadrons, the 48th Medical. How are we all doing? Lakenheath Fire Department. How are we all doing? And of course the Fighter Generation Squadrons, Ground Crew, Crew Chief. How are we all doing? Hope we're all feeling well. So there should be some F-15s on the way back. Might be a bit close there. Right. Let's have a quick look at what we got next. Apart from rain, which is threatening in the next half an hour. Are you one of those people that can feel the rain, you know, come when you start to get a bit heavy-headed? Hate that. They are on their way, not too far away. Here they come, just behind us.
I thought looking at them. No, that's the steps. Yeah, on the face. Yeah. Big sections. Yeah. It used to go by the road, didn't it? Before. And the big lines when they take it back, how they can't still low. Yeah.
Okay, it's starting to just spit a little bit, but we'll hang in there.
Yeah, look, we've been right back, Luke. We've been all the way over.
F-15.
Yeah, all the way up to top here, just under Carlisle. Straight across York, straight down here for the wash.
That's good. They're black and yellow.
Just move some of my notes before they get soggy. Going for that one.
She's in someone's garden, baby. Football, mate, getting harder. Not growing. I went to school with her. She's
Raining.
you know. I'm alright. Yeah, we're good. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay, here comes the rain.
Probably should. What? The trouble is, that rain lot on the way here, it just poured down like for literally 5 seconds.
You know, I might come last year and it's on to a lot now. Widow. He's got a long way to 1962.
Nicely done.
Thanks for that.
Okay, it's starting to get a bit soggy. Put a little cover on. Here he is. Oi, oi. You alright, man? How's it going? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Roy.
Can we get a picture with Ted?
Yeah. How's it going? Alright?
Yeah, good. You?
Good.
Do you need a brolly?
No, it's fine. It's not that bad.
It's alright.
It's alright. It's doable. It's doable. But I'll see these back and then that's it for me. I can't remember how many there were. 6. Yeah. Yeah, everything is. I'm going to get Ted in the van because he's smart, not like me. How's it going?
Yeah.
I didn't. It's a nice surprise, isn't it, really?
Well,
Yeah, I was like.
we like surprises.
You're right, yeah?
Yeah, doing all right.
That's good. Let me just get Ted in the van because it's not fair weather, really. No one wants a soggy bed. No, that's fine up there. That's this thing.
Reggie is snack.
Oh, Reggie's now.
I've got some wing as well.
Yeah, Reggie, tea and bread. Thank you. I'll have those in a sec. How's that looking? Yeah, it's alright. Where's that going? Going this way a little bit. Horizontal race stuff. Oh, it's cool. Yeah, that's what we need, isn't it? We need one of them. Oh yeah. Let's get this little cover on here now. I'm starting to get a little bit of motion. And that should do the job, and then just stick a. I was looking a bit emotional. Look at that. That is savage, isn't it? Savage Garden, isn't it? That is a song, isn't it? Right, we're going to go and take cover. Be right back. See ya. Spotting in the rain. It's a bit drizzly.
Almost.
Ah. How's it all going? All right, yeah. Good. That's good. Oh my word! Yeah, it's supposed to get really bad, and then just that. As soon as it ain't windy, it's the wind that's really bad.
Yeah. Good many up there.
6, 6, 4, 16. fine for 140. I managed to catch those. Water, you know, it's so used to the rain. It's like, yeah, it's, oh wow, look at the view. It's pretty awful. That is pretty rough, isn't it? Right, that is all good. Goodness me, that is, yeah, that's dire. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Normal car, look at the view. Coming down, we've still got our 6 in the second batch of Lovely. That is always Yeah, it has, yeah. So, yeah. that is now here. So depending how long this is. Hello. Hi, how's it going? Alright, yeah, you okay? Is that yours, is it? Hello mate, how you doing? Kid, are you alright?
Don't go T-Rex.
It's alright, isn't it? It's all good. You drive alright?
Yeah.
You ready to get here today or? Yeah, where was that? Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, fine, yeah, all good. Got the thing ready for tomorrow's. Talk about it. There he is. Yeah, cool. Cool, that is.
Get me.
Yeah. Love it. Well, I think we said it. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, it's good, nice and jacket. Yeah, it is. The wet ones are now wet. Just ran it. We love it. Oh, shoot, yeah. I was going to put them in like I can't do them, but shine on the screen. I did try that, I was like, so I might use it for pull out when I need to, but it will alter it on the sun. I tried it, I was like, oh no, you can't move. I have to scan it. No, you're right. It's all good. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sprite enough. You know, it's a bit scatty. It's stopped for a bit and then it's got a bunch of back. It should be. I'll start 7.
Yeah.
Right to the very end.
Yeah.
That's still talking F-1 I don't know, it should be back to because there's been what, stuff. But the last time it wasn't. We sent a message actually. Yeah, too late.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you have 17. They could be. No. Who knows? Seems like Christmas stealth back. No one.
Really? I've got kebabs. What, frozen? The frozen kebabs? Because I know Lidl used to sell them. I think it was 113 actually. For some reason, I don't know why that resonates. No, I'm alright for a minute, man, honestly. I'm all good. I'm just intrigued by these kebabs. Is that what, you got them in there? I'm confused. You've got kebabs in there. This
one is how much I'm going to see.
What? Pocket kebabs. Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Oh, they're nice there. Yeah, it's nice. It's co-op driven as well. No, it's fun. We're trying to get in. Have a look at this battery quickly. All this cuts out. Oh. How we doing, ladies, gents and teddy bears? What are we doing here? Yeah, we should be alright still. A little bit emotional, as you can see. Yeah, it works, that one. Yeah, I will in a second.
right at the moment.
Reggie snacks. Oh, thanks. Will do. Yeah, I knew it was coming, but I was hoping they'd start early to at least get some That'd be quite interesting.
Oh, one of those beyond the awnings.
You've got.
Hello.
Sorry to trouble you, mate.
You all right?
You've got any merchant ones on?
I do. Let's have a look. Right.
I've got the table.
Probably going to do that out in 1 second.
No, I
No, no,
trouble.
just here. But I'm not sure if it's I'll have a quick look.
Yes, I do. Oh, worse. I'll ask my boy actually if he wants something else too. Alright. I'll ask him and see if he'll come back over if that's alright. Cheers, mate.
Look, I want a dog. I see it.
No, I've got special categories for Let's
Go
there's a
walk
shirt.
it. I'll go walk it. I need to go through
If I take the
it.
shirts on, we get an order online. Yeah, so so I'll wait Sure.
No. Yeah, I'll have to put the plan big. That's, I should have done it before the rain came, but I was hoping they'd come back before. Yeah. Oh well. Right, let's go and talk to the bat, see how they're all doing. Well, these are definitely wet wipes. It's good for them though, they get extra, you know, wetness. Oh, wow, my planes up here are wet. Hello! How's it going? Hope we're all good, ladies, gents and teddy bears. It's a bit on the wet side, as you can see. You know, for those that always wished we were on a carrier, this is probably the nearest thing we can get to. Early day approach, thank you very much for gifting a membership. Margot, thank you very much for the super chat. Aspen as well for a nice beverage, thank you very much. Margot, thank you for the super as well, whatever the weather, we have TCS. Rob Kennard, thank you very much for the super chat. You are awesome being out in all weather to bring us amazing content daily. Not all heroes wear a cape. That's very true, but I'm certainly wearing a coat. Muzz, thank you very much. Life calls me to duty. Have a great weekend, Nikos, Claire, and Spanner Flight and all the TCS. Thank you very much for that. Purple Bat as well, thanks for the super chat. Deborah Humphreys, welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Chris Evans, thank you very much. Love the history lessons on this channel, awesome stuff. Thank you as well. Margot for Wingies, Tiffin and Joanna with Joanna this afternoon. Thank you very much for the super chat. David Duff, thank you for your 22 months membership, and also Dirk S with 13 months membership. Thank you very much. So we were hoping to catch the last few aircraft for our show anyway that went off on that last batch, but they've obviously not come back before the rain, so we're kind of stuck in it at the minute. So we'll hopefully get you a little bit of interesting landings in this. It can be quite spectacular to see them land in these conditions with all the spray, and certainly the takeoffs are also one way of clearing the runway of water. Well, the grass will certainly get a bit of colour now. Start to bring back the greenage. That's brilliant. So Ted's pretty smart. He's inside. He's gone in the van, which I don't blame him, to be honest. But the burger van's still open for breakfast, brunch and lunch. Good old Dave's Burgers. They are good. Very good. He's actually got his top on this time. I don't often see him with his uniform on there, Chris. He's usually, you know, Operation Windy Bins and sunbathe. That's funny. Look at him there now. He's gonna come on, is he? Okay. He's got his weapon. Right, I'll see if I can do this. Hang on. Hang on. No, I think we're good. Oh dear, oh dear. Reggie, what's going on there, mate? How we doing around here now? Yep. It's all good around here now. My name's Reggie, part of the RAF regiment. Just doing me perimeter checks. Don't know what everyone's... I like weather like this, you know. Makes people hide. Look, they've all gone. That's work for me. Look around in it there now. Yep. Yeah, all good. Just doing me perimeter checks. What's this up here now? Let me fix that there now. That's not good, is it? I would have rather replaced that with a kebab. Oh look, a kebab. Oh nice. Oh wow. I hope that wasn't the only wish. Well, mind you, wishing for a kebab is always all good. It's like 3 in the morning, isn't it, on a Saturday? Hope we're all good there, ladies, gents, and teddy bears there now. There's more kebab in it there now. Right, 1 second there now. Yeah, was all good there now. Yep. Right. What are you laughing at? Who's laughing? Someone's... Are you alright? You want a bit of kebab? Here. Bless you. See ya. Oh dear. It's always good when he's on though, isn't it? It's always good. He's always up to something. He's not shy, is he, really? God, look at the 2 and 8. It's a right 2 and 8 round here, isn't it? Look at it. You're eating food that has just been live on a screen. That's really cool. That's quite cool. 1.2k people have seen the food that you're eating. That is a... Was it chocolate as well? Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we're still hanging in there in the rain, and doesn't look like it's getting any better. We've still got some aircraft out there that we think we're going to catch, but we'll see. Literally, seeing is the objective of the game here. I can almost feel the sun just trying to break through. Pretty strong, wasn't it? This is gonna go wrong. Yeah, yeah, well, this is gonna go wrong, isn't it? This is gonna go completely wrong. I don't like this. This is, huh? How we doing, ladies? Gents, teddy bears, hope we're all good. Oh, goodness me. Alright, let's see if I can get access to... Just trying to weave my way through the all the covers. Apologies if the screen goes a bit odd for a minute. Hang on. Yeah, that's fine. It should be all right. Yeah. Let me just move some of this out of the way. Get the rain off there now. It'll still go. How's it going? Grand Crew Drew here. Hope you're all good. Hope you're well. How's it going? That's right. Working in the rain. My name's Grand Crew Drew. How you doing? Just been working with a fighter generation squadron here with the crew chiefs. Just rolling my old sleeves up, innit? Hey? It's all good. Working on the old F-15s today. I tell you what, there's some mighty airs here, innit? Oh, I think we've got aircraft coming. This could be interesting. We've actually got arrivals. Here we go. See if I can get. Let's try and try my best to record this in this weather. Let's have a look. We're going to be all right? Probably not. Terrible weather, isn't it? Hang on. Still going here. Wow. Oh, they were right, weren't they? And yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting the doc here, MedTed. He's supposed to be coming here to check me mince pies out. Nah, not the ones you eat, the ones on me boat. That's right. Oh, here he is. Hi. How you doing? Yeah, I'm MedTed. I'm here for your appointment. Oh, how you doing there, MedTed? All right, Doc? What we here to do? Well, today it's a very important day to see your eyes. Okay, nice one. But what do I have to do? If you can see the light, you'll be okay. Oh! I think your eyesight's okay. Right. Are you okay down there? You right, mate? I think he's okay. Oh, poor Drew. Wow, he's a little bit wet, isn't he? Right. That might be a sign for us to go, I think. I think his eyesight's all right. Good. He's all right. He saw the light. Yeah, that was 4. I can't remember if it was 6 that went out. I'm not sure. But it's getting drastic now. I might just feel it. Yeah, we might just call this one now. I think we're all good. Yeah, it's starting to get absolutely drastic now. So, ladies, gents, teddy bears, we're gonna just go into our weekend. Although we've got another show for you tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to put it on as a schedule now for you, so you can enjoy it. And yeah, you'll see where we are tomorrow. So, ladies, gents, teddy bears, it's been an absolute pleasure. The rain is really beating it down, as you can probably see on the screens there. So yeah, thank you very much, and I hope you've enjoyed today. And what I'll do, I'm going to just screenshot the guards' marches. I know I gave you a shout out on them. I'll screenshot the guards' marches and I'll do them tomorrow with Ted, all right? Is that a good deal? So we've got a show tomorrow for you, and you'll know where we are probably in about half an hour when I put it on for you, so you can see where we are tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, teddy bears, a big thank you to the RAF Lakenheath's 48 Fighter Wing. Big salute to them. Have a great weekend all at the 48th. And so, from myself, Nikos, and Squadron Leader Ted Coningsby, I bid you a great Friday, but we'll see you tomorrow. So, for the last time, just for today, it is see you soon, wish you well. Oh yeah, ladies, sheds and teddy bears, welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel membership. I'm Nikos, I'm your cameraman and commentator. This is our squadron leader, Ted Coningsby. Just want to say a massive thank you to all our members. Guns up, and oh yeah. Take it away, Ted. Ladies, sheds and teddy bears, we want to say a massive thank you to all of our subscribers for getting us to where we are today. We have gone all over the country, from as far as Lossiemouth to Bryce Norton, and military areas such as air weapons ranges, low flying areas, heritage centres and special flights for TED 2. We cannot do this without your support, and your support will be rewarded. You can now join the Ted Coningsby Squadron and help fund the channel to get us around the country and provide us with the funds for equipment to bring you better content too. we have 3 exciting membership levels with awesome YouTube perks to reward you back for your support. Our first level of membership is the Ted Coningsby Squadron. You'll get a loyalty badge on YouTube, unique TCS emojis that you can use on comments and live streams, members only videos which include behind the scenes, deleted scenes, sneak previews and also music videos that Ted likes to play the electric guitar on. You'll also get access to members only Discord server and discount on all of our Ted Coningsby merchandise. All of this for just $1.99 a month. Oh yeah. Our second level of membership is the Posh Officers Club. This includes all of the Squadron perks, private Posh Officers Discord chat room, Posh Officers discounts on all of our Ted Coningsby merchandise, and the poshness of supporting the TCS even more. This is just £4.99 a month. Our third level was inspired by many of our fans who have been supporting the channel massively. So we'd love to reward you back with this, and our third level of membership is the Ted Coningsby Fighter Squadron. This gives you a more personal experience with me and Ted, with exclusive live streams and content. You'll get a free Ted Coningsby Fighter Squadron patch, a private Ted Coningsby Fighter Squadron Discord chat room, a gold colour Discord username, and a higher discount on all of our Ted Coningsby merchandise. All this for just $25.99 a month. Ladies, gents and teddy bears, the Ted Coningsby channel cannot thank you enough for all your support. And it's this support that keeps the dream, keeps the stream. Thank you so much. Oh yeah.
Right there, Golf India, Brian Circle, right,